Hello, this is The Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Faith Katai. Today on the episode, we are in Kabangwe in Lusaka off the Great North Road, where we will be interacting with Geoffrey Miti, an entrepreneur who has a chicken processing plant. Come with me, we see what we have. Like I earlier mentioned, I'm with Geoffrey Miti, an entrepreneur who has ventured into a chicken processing plant. So welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm also excited that such a rare opportunity can be given to me.
To set the ball rolling, tell us about yourself.
My name's Geoffrey Miti. I'm a retired accountant, retired board member of Potter Association, and an ex-member of the Potter Association as the ex-chairman for the processors. Currently a businessman running an enterprise called Kyalami Chicken Abattoir, which is specialized in chicken processing and value addition.
What inspired you, sir, to come up with a chicken processing plant?
Look, having looked at what was happening in the country, most of the farmers that are doing poultry, basically chickens, are struggling to sell their products. And as such, we saw the gap between the market, which is the dressed market, and the farmer who's producing below 20,000. Most of these guys, if you look around, you see that institutions like Zambif, you've got Verino, you've got Supreme. These guys are doing massive production, but they're doing for their own, and their system is well integrated. Yeah, it's well linked to the farmer where they're doing this so-called outgrow at massive production. But what about a farmer who is producing 1,000? How does he go and supply into the value chain? How does he come in? So that gap was seen, that there is an aperture which will be required to service these people below. Someone who's supposed to do mateveto, chirangamuliro, kitchen parties, they have to slaughter about 500 chickens, of course, depending on the numbers. But how do they dress these chickens? So all those came into play, looking at the gap which was there. And for sure, there hasn't been any open to the public abattoir. And that's why we took advantage of that gap. So the inspiration itself came from that background of saying there is nothing of this kind, for sure.
The name of your farm, Kyalami, what does it mean?
Oh, that's a very good one. Kyalami is a mixture of languages, of course. I would love to mention that I spent over a bit of time in South Africa, where I worked for 20 years. And I interacted with different languages, people of sorts of languages there. And the Kyalami itself is driven from the Zulu tribe. I'm Ngoni, and we always claim that we came from South Africa as Ngonis. So it's driven from there. Kaya means home, Lami means mine. So it's a combination of two. So Kyalami means my home. So this is my home. This is our business, and it's our home. We have nowhere to go apart from here. This is our home. Sure.
Your business, the chicken processing plant, what does it involve? Are you able to explain to us?
We are actually a processing plant. What we do is we pick chickens from farmers who want to sell to the market, have them dressed, packaged nicely according to their specifications, and then the whole process is actually we slaughter, dress, and package. After packaging, we put them in the cold room at least for 48 hours before a customer can take to the market. And I would love to say that besides the market itself, I would need to mention that most of our off-takers in this value chain are some supermarkets, namely Cheers Supermarket, and Choppies, which is a nationwide kind of supermarket. Yes.
From this chicken processing plant, are there any other businesses that you are involved in?
At the plant, yes, we've got a hammer mill, which we are running, but also, of course, we have opened some outlets now in terms of the butchery, where we are selling most of the stuff. So the butchery is running under the name of Kyalami Meats, and it's doing well. I think we are able to realize some good sales. We bring in beef, we bring in pork, fish, and all other things as the butcher is supposed to run. So I think we are okay. We are moving with it.
So how do you manage supply chains, logistics, especially with your suppliers and other stakeholders?
Yeah, for suppliers, logistics, we have gone into agreements with our suppliers. What we do is we've got a truck that collects, regardless of the distance. Usually we cover a distance between where we are, a radius of over 100 plus k's. We go up to Chongwe, we go up to Chisamba, Chibombo, we go up to Mumbwa and Kafue. We go up to the other side, we go up to Mikango Barracks further. So this catchment, we are able to pick the chickens because we've got a truck that was given to us as a grant under Musika initiative projects. So they gave us that as part of the help for us to meet the required numbers at that time. So this truck is helping us to do the works. It's able to go and pick up the chickens wherever they are and bring it to us. So in terms of logistics, I think that one we are covered 100%. It's well done, and we would go to the farms, weigh the chickens together with the farmer knows the weights, we bring them to the factory. When we slaughter, the farmer knows the weights of what is going to the off-taker in this case. So that component, we are well structured.
We now go on a short break. Stay tuned.
This is Mukosha Mulenga. Keep watching The Entrepreneur on Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
Welcome back. This is The Entrepreneur, and we are featuring Geoffrey Miti, an entrepreneur who has ventured into a chicken processing plant. We are in Kabangwe area, Lusaka, off the Great North Road. So back to our interview. What are some of the significant challenges that you have gone through or you've undergone in this business, and how have you managed to overcome them?
Well, the most significant ones I can mention, like currently, it's the power issue. The power deficit has been so massive. I need to mention that with this, we have lost quite a number of chickens. There was a time when we had slaughtered and there was a blackout for 3 days. Unfortunately, we lost about 4.6 tons. I mean, that sits as our loss, not the clients, because it's in our hands, unfortunately. Besides that, it's the issue of capacity in our cold rooms. Our cold rooms are a bit smaller now, and that has somehow prompted us to look for funding so that we can expand and have bigger cold rooms, so that whatever we are doing, there is no lapse in the freezing area. Remember, this cold chain has to be managed from the cold room to the truck, up to the refrigerator truck, up to the market itself. So these are the major issues we have faced, especially as of now. We haven't really managed to overcome them. I think we are just trying to manage them. We are just trying to stay afloat in the industry, because right now the issue of power deficit is a nationwide issue, and we are running on genset, of course, but the cost of running on diesel is another issue which is quite huge. So we try by all means. What we try and do is that when we are slaughtering, we want to make sure that we have big numbers done at once, instead of coming to do 1,000 today, tomorrow another 1,000, because the cost of fuel is constant. So we're trying to make sure that that fuel we have on that particular day, we are able to cover enough. More numbers are done in terms of slaughters. So that's the only mitigation we have done, but overcoming them, not as yet, until we get to solar as
In terms of quality and safety, how do you ensure the quality and safety of your chickens, especially that you get these chickens from different farmers?
On the safety, what we have done is all the farmers that are under our supervision, when they are about to place the chickens, they will notify us the placements. And we have people that go, who are field workers that go to these farms to make sure that once the beds are there, they are being helped to see to that the required procedures are followed. There's no shortcut. You cannot start feeding wrong stuff to these chickens. You know, people like doing that in the industry, of course. They find that the chickens are sick. Instead of asking the vet to come and look at the chickens, they don't do that. Some would start giving them antibiotics even a day before selling. So all those things, we make sure that our field workers take turns to go and inspect what is going on. So that gives us the safety, number one, and the quality is managed from there so that we get value for the money. So we manage that part with the field workers who are helping us in that space.
I've noticed you have heavily invested in advanced technology in terms of your machinery, where the chicken is being processed by a machine. Tell us about this equipment.
The equipment itself, yes, is quite a massive investment that came through the support under Zambia Agri-Trade Business Project, ZATP, and the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which was funded via the World Bank. It was a grant that required us to put in a 30%, and we had to put in a 30%, and then the other component came from them, of course. It wasn't cheap, and it's quite expensive equipment. We got it from Egypt, and it's able to do wonders. Believe you me, in an hour's time, you'd be talking of 1,000 beds that have already gone through the system packaged into the cold rooms. It's quite a good machine, really. I wish to take this opportunity also to thank the supporters of the same project, the government as well, because what happened at that time, we were running on equipment which we had bought ourselves. We were doing 300 chickens per hour, and we had breakdowns every now and then. But when they came in with this support from ZATP and ZATP, they gave us that hand. They gave us the technical support, but also the financial support for us to be where we are today. So kudos to them. Really, the government did quite a good job. I'm hoping they can carry on with this kind of initiatives to help SMEs. The equipment is quite awesome. It's a marvel. Believe you me, when there are days when I don't even walk into the factory because I know the people have learned to handle it. They know what to do. I only come in to check on the quality at the end because I can see that the machine is able to do what it's expected to do.
So how do you stay up to date with technology, consumer trends, preferences in this business?
Well, we are staying afloat. We are sharing information. We are sharing information as processors. Remember, I was sitting at the board of Poultry Association, which is the mother body for poultry in Zambia. So we share information. If there's any new technology coming in, including our suppliers of this equipment, I'm always in touch with our suppliers. If there's any new product, they always tell me of the new product, which of course, information sharing is helping us to do that. And also, the linkages with the people around, including the farmers themselves, in terms of preferences, we get to understand what the market is looking for. Like now in the compounds, we know that people want the byproducts more than the actual chicken. On actual chicken, we know that they only need them as IQFs, which are portions. So that helps us. We always do the market research, and we're able to share information as processors.
So far, how many people have you employed in this processing plant?
We are sitting on 33 workers. 6 of them are full-time. The remaining number is actually they are on a daily rate. Though we have trained everyone. They have to get the medical certificates, they have to get the medical and health certificates for them to handle food, which we do with the councils. But also at the same time, we have them being checked medically after 3 to 6 months so that their health is as per requirement. So that is ongoing.
So the people working in this processing plant, have you trained them on how to use this machinery?
Yes, in terms of training, I think they have gotten the training thoroughly well. Like mentioned earlier, I said there are days I don't even go into the plant. I only get the reports because immediately the equipment came in, I got the training, and after installations, we did the installations on our own, by the way. When we finished the installations, we had to train the people who are supervisors at the same time. So the equipment is being managed by the supervisors, and they are able to understand every bit of it to the end, unless it becomes very complicated, but we are good to go with them. They are doing it very well. So we have empowered the people how to run the equipment, how to do all the works inside the factory itself. I think on that one we are on course.
Right now, there is an entrepreneur watching this program. What advice would you give them, especially those who would like to open a processing plant like this one that you have?
Entrepreneurship is not by chance. It requires dedication. It requires commitment. Sometimes you think you're doing the wrong things, but you need to stay focused. You need to stay on course. There are challenges. It's not easy, but you need to be strong and be focused on what you want to achieve. You cannot achieve things overnight. I can tell you of my story that today is the 60th year, but here I am, I'm still persevering. There are days where you don't even have money for fuel, but what do? You have to continue pushing. It's not easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy as it may be perceived. You need to be strong, stay focused, be disciplined, and have the muscle to tackle the challenges.
Mr. Miti, thank you so much for making an appearance on The Entrepreneur. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I wish we could have more of these so that other people out there can learn more on how to run their businesses, what challenges are there, how to overcome them. Though it's not easy, but we need to persevere. As things are now with this load shedding, I think it's where we need to see boys being separated from men. Those who have been used to easy kind of business, this will be the time for them to know that it's not easy to run business, but we need to be focused. We need to stay focused and specialize what you know.
Viewers, that is all we had for you on The Entrepreneur. My name is Faith Katai. Have a pleasant viewing.